So there's that.
There's that also. So you got options, guys. You can massage this.
Yeah, use it as you will. Here you go. Hey, this is Jack De Sena here with Chris Smith.
We are Chris and Jack of the YouTube channel Chris and Jack. You're listening to the Can't Sit Still podcast. Guys, get ready for some news made funny and informative.
So enjoy. Can't sit still. It's the Quenchiest. Take it away, JJ.
All right, here we go. Hey, thank. Oh, God, man.
Jesus Christ.
Every time.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Hey, let me talk. I'm trying to thank them for the intro.
Podcast. It's mine.
Hey, thanks, Chris and Jack, for the intro. That was great. I'm huge fans. You guys do hilarious work, and just it was so cool. I was so giddy to see that we finally got that video come through. And everybody, that's Chris and Jack on YouTube, as if we can send our small audience their way. But hey, who knows? Maybe someone will go subscribe to them. That's Chris and Jack on YouTube. They're a comedic duo, and they're hilarious people. Thank you very much for the intro.
Some of the funniest stuff ever I've watched. Hilarious. It's good stuff.
Big fans. But anyway, this is, like they said, this is the Can't Sit Still podcast. We take news, offbeat news and current event topics and make them funny or informative as possible. I am your host, as always, JJ. Joining me today is always he's there, he's trusty, he's by my side, Delavan.
And I've got a cup of cocoa.
Got hot chocolate. And then Alex.
It's so great.
I can unmute myself now so I don't interrupt you trying to start the podcast for the 5th time in a row.
Hey, can we just talk about real quick how you unplugged your mic and kept talking to us, but knew that your mic was unplugged? I saw your face talking. You live alone.
I was narrating.
Who are you talking to?
I was narrating
Himself.
your guys' conversations because they're so stupid sometimes that I have to give my input, even if you can't hear it.
What was the conversation?
I don't even remember.
I don't. Yeah.
It was probably pretty mundane. I was just talking,
Just talking shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So we new format, new editor. That's me. I'm the new editor. That's why apparently at one frame of the last podcast, you could see my home screensaver of BoJack Horseman. I did not know that was in there.
Oh, okay. So I just want to preface this by saying that you edited the podcast. I think you did a great job. And then, of course, I went and I was watching it with my dad, and all of a sudden I just see kind of a flash, and it was a flash of, I swear to God, that was a horseman. And I was like, I know who it is. It's BoJack Horseman. But I was like, I need to catch this. I need to see what it was actually. So I sat there and I paused and I just rapidly did it so I could go frame by frame.
It's BoJack
and eventually I got to it. And yeah, it was BoJack Horseman. I go, this is hilarious if he meant to do it. And if he didn't, I don't know how it happened.
Yep, didn't.
So just take the credit, just say you did it. That's what you meant to do. Everybody, it's an Easter egg. So
yeah, go see if you can find my screensaver. If anyone's interested, obviously we do video on YouTube, Can't Sit Still Podcast, or the YouTube channel 2020 Broadcasting. If you guys don't feel like watching the YouTube video, because it's not necessary, we are on basically wherever podcasts are available. And normally how we do it is we all bring topics, but the new format is I bring topics. I only brought 5-ish okay, well, it's actually I brought 4, and then I have a new segment. We'll get to it later. One of them, Delvin knows. It's fucking great. And then you brought one of your own. We're going to slide that one in I
brought 2.
Yeah, but one of them if we brought 2 different ones, I would be shocked. This has to be the one you're talking about. And you know what? Let's just get to this one first just to get it out of the way.
Go ahead.
Actually, I didn't write down which college specifically, but it doesn't matter. It's in Montana, I think.
You're close.
In Montana?
It's Minnesota.
They have one college in Minnesota.
That makes
or Montana. Minnesota College urges people not to kiss while having sex during COVID to stop the spread of the virus.
That's exactly it.
That is.
And if you guys have been listening to us since day one, we have a story that was on the very first podcast where New York urged people to wear masks during orgies.
No, it was to use glory holes.
Glory.
Yeah, they stressed
endorsed the use of glory holes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much of the story you have. They put up flyers, basically. That's where this information is coming from. And I have a bunch of the like bullet points that were on the flyer. So let's just break this down one by one. Delvin, let me ask you this. You don't seem like much of a kisser anyway. Would this change your love life at all?
I'm a very sensual kisser.
How dare
Oh
you?
God.
All right. So
Very just right there.
ooh, he pulls out just the biggest, but also so much used stick of like not lipstick. What is it?
The lip balm.
Lip balm ever, just to keep them moist.
Oh yeah.
So the flyers also reportedly listed various sexual hygiene recommendations. The first one is always remember to wash your hands and your sex toys before and after sex with warm soapy water for at least 20 seconds. And then there is a picture provided by the DCNF, which stands for I don't know. I put it into Google real quick. Health. Oh, let me look up health. What the hell does this stand for? Daily Caller News Foundation. That can't be it. I don't know what it stands for. Anyway, wash your sex toys and hands. A friend of ours who I hope he's able to listen to. He's in a weird situation. He just joined the Navy, but he's in a 2-week quarantine in a hotel room before they start basic training. So he probably has some time to listen to us. He always cites this story that I do not remember telling him, but he swears that when he was like 15, 16, that I pulled him to the side and I said, hey man, always wash your hands before and after masturbating. You never know what will happen. And I do not remember telling him this. I don't remember giving him this advice at all. It totally sounds like me. I just don't know why I would have said that to him. But apparently, you know how like you could just do something and then totally forget about it and it makes an impact on someone's life?
Dude, you do it constantly.
That's him. I did that to him. And because he's brought it up. He's 21, 22. He still brings up that fucking like 6 years ago. Told him to make sure he washes his hands before masturbation, which is not bad advice.
No, it's great advice. That is totally. Although I think washing your hands before seems almost a little unnecessary.
Like wiping before you poop. Who's doing that? But I think there's some. I must have read something at the time that equated to a guy didn't wash his hands before. There had to be, because why would I would I say any of this?
The guy ate chicken wings first,
Ooh. And he
then went to masturbate.
He used the grease to help him. Anyway,
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Top of the episode. The thing I'm fiddling with today is a bottle of teardrops. I have new contacts and they're drying out my eyes. So
Nice.
But so something else that was part of this story, because this was the story that I was going to bring to the episode today. I have another one. I bet you don't have this.
okay.
I feel like you won't have it. Maybe you will, and then my life's ruined.
Now,
But maybe you won't.
I do have more to this story. Are we going to be able to touch back later? Or?
No, I'm still sticking with the story, because what I was gonna say is that another part of this was that you should be communicating with your roommate.
Yes, I have.
Whenever you're trying to do these hookups, and which you should probably already be doing anyways.
Do you think?
But then at the same time, why are you still with a roommate during fucking pandemic?
Do you think that the new sock on the door is actually just putting a disposable mask on the door? And that's how you know someone's in there.
Well, I mean, if your mask is on the door, then it's not on your face, which is a sin. So
it's a sin. It's in the Bible. Let's see. They also say this part was weird. Check in with yourself mentally to make sure that everything still feels comfortable and okay. It is important to keep up with your mental sexual hygiene as well. Not bad. Definitely not bad. I feel like it's just like a weird thing to put with this. Not a bad advice though. Make sure you're okay with it.
No,
what's mental hygiene?
Mental hygiene is just making sure that you're like okay with what's happening, basically.
This seems more of like
wouldn't that just be mentally prepared?
Yeah,
I think it's just more.
I've just never heard it said.
I think hygiene is more just taking care of yourself. Is kind of the way that they're doing it. It's kind of like an umbrella term. So maybe they're just saying take care of your mental health before you go do stuff like this. Okay. I don't know. Most of this sounds like good advice, just with a really weird title.
Yeah,
just a weird. Well, I think it's necessary, but I also don't think that if you're having sex with somebody, that you're really all that worried about COVID.
As long as the Crocs can stay on, who cares?
4-wheel drive mode or no?
Oh, always in 4-wheel drive
Absolutely, gotta have that strap on.
mode. Absolutely.
Not like that. Not like that.
Whoa,
Like a
I
cross
mean,
strap.
whoa.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, what have we done?
What have you done?
This video is getting taken down.
Tell us all.
Let's see. The poster, also gives examples of how to set clear boundaries and provides example of questioning or for questions for young people who are about to have sex to ask each other. This is acknowledgement and respect each other's boundaries. I think that's going into more of the, like you said, the roommate part. But you know what? I feel like some of these should just be like year round. Like always, if you're going to have sex, make sure you're in the right headspace for it. College is a bad place for, bad misconduct. And also make sure that your roommate's okay with it. Have a game. You know how you have a fire plan? Have a sex plan, for your room, for your
absolutely.
I bet there's more sex plans than there are fire plans whenever it comes to
If there was one thing I didn't need in college, it was a sex plan.
Now, I'm not too sure exactly. I mean, how many times have you guys had sex with somebody and you've kind of gone over the boundaries of everything right before you're about to do it? I mean, it's more of a heat of the moment type of thing. If you're planning it out that hard, you bought a prostitute. That's what you bought.
Yeah, I don't
even know where to touch that. I don't
know. I don't want to give any bad advice out there. And I also am very, as you know, conservative with my personal life as is. So I don't really think I'm going to answer that question.
All right, fine. I'll answer. I'm just saying, like, I've never once been with a girl and like gone through the list of things that are, or guy, that I would and would not do. I mean, it's a very short list of what I would.
Yours would be like that list from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where he's like, stabbing and fire are on the table. You can kick, punch, pull my hair. You can use knives. And he's like, is there anything off the table? And he's like, oh, you're into some real freaky shit, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit. But the whole point is that I've never gone through that with a partner. I feel like that's one of those things that you just kind of like, you kind of test the waters as you're doing it. And then you go, oh, nope. Right there's the boundary. That's a no. You just turn around, you walk away.
Do you have a safe word?
No.
Yeah, mine's just like, stop.
Please, God. No.
Oh my God. This is going to be a weird story, and it's not really pertaining to sex at all. I was just taking a nap, and my wife decided, she was like, oh, I'm going to pop these pimples on his arm. And I just started doing an impression of Morty screaming from Rick and Morty, where I was like, "Oh, Rick! Oh no, that hurt Rick!" Little did she know she was laying on her phone and was voice recording the entire interaction, and accidentally sent it to some random person in her phone book. And so they were like, "Hey, like, what the hell was that?" And she was like, "Wait, what was what?" And they were like, "You sent me a voice recording?" And she was like, "Oh God, what was it?" And she was like, "It was just a man screaming." Oh, sorry, that was his impression of Morty from Rick and Morty.
Oh man, that's some weird Rick and Morty cosplay.
You get into the weirdest situations. Just
it's so true. Well, Alex, I'm sure you're not completely vanilla whenever it comes to this shit.
When popping pimples?
No, I was talking about just in general. Popping
will,
pimples, having sex, just anything.
Next topic.
Hey, everybody! Everybody watching the video. Oh man, rewind 5 seconds and look at my dog. I bought him a sweater.
So he's really obsessed with this sweater.
He was just going.
I could tell you right now, that dog doesn't have to worry about talking to his sexual partners about anything because it will not have any.
I don't know. They get into some stuff. Anyway, let's move on to a different topic. All right. So the getaway of the ages is how I'm titling this one. Matthew Piercy, which when I first read this, I thought it said Matthew Perry, Chandler from Friends, and I was like, he's getting into some shit. But Piercy, he was wanted by the FBI for his involvement in a $35 million Ponzi scheme. When the FBI showed up at his house, he freaked out, as you do when FBI shows up at one's house. And he jumped in his pickup truck and led them on a chase, where he pulled up to a coastline of the water, where he then swam into the water and then went beneath the surface when the officials say they could only see bubbles. That's a quote. Apparently waiting under the water, he had stashed a Yamaha 350 Li submersible sea scooter and took off top speed of 4 miles an hour.
Dude, this is a legend.
No,
yeah,
because he went into a lake. He was in a reservoir in the local Los Angeles County area. He did not go to the ocean. The scooter had a top speed of 4 miles an hour. In no way was he eluding any sort of law enforcement with this get up that he had planned out.
I mean, it's such a cool plan to fail so poorly.
Well, have you seen?
That's the problem.
Have you seen the guy on TikTok who made like the James Bond submersible like tank rebreather, where he can get like 6 minutes out of it with just refilling? He puts air into like CO2 cartridges and uses this thing that he designed. Now, if he had that, this would be so much cool story. Like wannabe James Bond flees into a lake. I feel like maybe there's like an underground hatch, like maybe like a Delavan sort of like episode 4 of the podcast where he was going to fake his own death sort of scenario where he had to have a plan. Why are you at the lake? Was he just planning on being down there? So here's the thing, Alex, he was only down there for 25 minutes. That's as far as he could do.
Okay.
What was his plan? Do you think the FBI was going to be like, he's gone? You're down there for 25 minutes. They surrounded the lake. The second that he resubmerged, he got arrested immediately.
I think he was kind of hoping the FBI would just set a timer and be like, okay, if you're not up by 15 minutes, you know we have to leave.
We leave, you know, we're on taxpayer dollars, everybody. This is a weird time. We got to clock in and out.
In the laws, it says if he's submerged for more than 10 minutes, he's technically a free man.
Yeah, it's a freebie. Mm-hmm.
It's like double jeopardy.
See,
you always double down.
If it was a little bit faster, I don't hate this plan. And the reason why is because if it could get to the other side of the lake before anybody had the opportunity to get there, that's how you flee. Everybody's still on one side of the lake trying to like scramble. You just need to get to the other side as soon as possible to get you a little bit of a head start of a run.
Let me pull up.
That makes sense. But being, first of all, you should know how fast it's going to go, if that's going to be your getaway vehicle. And 4 miles an hour, that's not.
Ooh, this is weird.
I mean, I just, let's see. You said how many minutes did he have in oxygen? 26?
He was down there for 25.
Down there for 25. So then at that point, you know, he's a little over a quarter of the way. That means that he really only traveled about 1.5 miles, maybe. Not even.
I don't know.
About a mile.
I mean, that's just if he actually traveled with it and didn't just go around in a circle under the lake.
Do you think he was just doing donuts?
Looking for the secret hatch.
Just doing mad donuts underwater.
I wonder if he got tired, because the way I just showed a picture of it on the stream. The way that you do it is you hold on to it like this and you like rev it and it's like in front of you while you're going. Maybe he just got tired.
Well, no, because I'm just saying, like, if you can make it 1.5 miles and he could have got out, and let's say that they didn't get over there in time, but at that point, that takes you 25 minutes to do. It depends on how wide this lake is, because if you could get to the other side, it gets you a little bit of time.
I don't know. It was a dumb plan.
Oh, no, terrible plan.
Yeah. Well, instead it wasn't a lake,
plan.
it was a reservoir. So he might not have even been able to get out of the other side of the lake or the reservoir.
This is like one of those plans where the planning was an actual like 0, but the execution was a 10. Like if he had planned just a little bit better, he would have fucking nailed this shit.
This is a Florida Man-esque type of situation where he didn't think of it. He just kind of acted on it. Like it was a spur of the moment, came in his head, but he had all the stuff already bought and prepared that he just had it there ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what this is. I mean, are you sure this guy isn't from Florida?
He might be, but he living in California. I don't know. Let's see. Where the heck is the name of the lake? It doesn't matter.
See, normally isn't a reservoir just like 3 sides with a dam?
That's what I was thinking.
So he could have went from one side to the other.
I don't know. Maybe he just went to the dam. And it was like, oh, this wall is so tall.
Shit, this looked so much smaller.
If only I had my suction cup climbers like a true James Bond.
Did he hope it'd be like a water slide on the other side where he just go off over the other side?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
It would be cool.
It would be pretty cool.
It'd be honestly too fun. You'd have too many people packing the dams.
Oh, here we go. Lake Shasta.
Shasta.
Yes.
But yeah, I can't imagine, because I'm sure there was some level of thought process here. There had to be. It might have been a dumb one, but there had to be a level of thought process.
Ooh, it's very.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just thought if he was down there long enough that the FBI would just say, "Oh, fuck it, we're done."
No, from what I'm seeing here, this is a good-sized lake, and he could have escaped if he just wasn't a bitch. because he could have totally eluded the authorities with this lake.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It's huge. And I'm guessing he's got off at this one dock area that I'm seeing right here. And just, God, I don't know how he had this stuff stashed away. I'm not even going to worry about that. But the dude, he should have been able to, I don't know. I'm really annoyed. He should have got away. I mean, I'm glad he got caught. He was in charge of a Ponzi scheme. He stole millions. But
with that kind of money, you should have been able to get something way, way better than that.
He was involved in a $35 million Ponzi scheme. It didn't say he was in charge of it, actually. It was just he was arrested for his involvement. Because he's actually looking at 20 years in prison and hundreds of $1,000s in fines. That's not what you get for being the main guy of a Ponzi scheme. You got to pay all that shit back. You got to, what's that, Jordan Belford type stuff from Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, man, it's a good story. There's going to be a movie made about this guy. There's going to be Will Ferrell as Matthew Piercy.
Be one of the better Will Ferrell movies in years.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
By the way, whenever you asked me earlier what my safe word is, it's Wolfie, just like in Wolf of Wall Street.
That's his. Is that a scene?
That's a safe word. Yeah.
Oh, is it? I don't remember that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In Russia, road drives you. That's the title of my article. It was titled something different. All right, so this is a pretty basic story, but I'm going to run it past you guys. Basically, the roads in Russia leading to Siberia was covered in sand to help with the traction during the harsh winters that they have there. Someone took a picture, and in the picture, it appears that mixed with the sand is just littered human bones.
Ooh.
And so that, I guess, just to also help with the traction. The picture went viral after someone saw a skull in the side of the road, and authorities looked into it. And yeah, it turns out there's just a bunch of human bones mixed in with the sand. And they say they are launching an investigation as if they weren't the ones who did it. It's Russia. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
The KGB ground up some dudes and was just like, oh, this would be good for winter.
That's honestly not the worst idea in the world, because you're getting
more. Hear him out.
You're getting multiple uses out of these people. You want them gone anyways. So
what are you gonna do? Bury them?
Yeah. Gross. So you could either bury them or burn them or whatever the governments normally do with people, or you could pulverize them and use them for actual better purposes. So theoretically, what they did was awful, terrible.
Oh, there it is.
And at least they're getting some use out of the bodies. I don't know.
Is it that bad? They're dead. I mean,
well, okay.
Is it that bad?
But should they be dead? Is the question that you should be asking yourself.
Well, as I say, that's, I guess, the main question. But since they're already dead,
that's what you're agreeing with me.
No, I am. I'm agreeing.
That's
with
what
you.
he does.
I was going to say it.
Now you're the JJ. Now you're the JJ. See how Delvin does it? How he gets in an argument with you, but he agrees with you. 100%.
No. I'm agreeing with you 100%. What I'm saying is it a bad thing? That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah,
this is the part of the podcast.
No, why?
Because why should they have that many bones to make a literal fucking road?
We have so many bones here in America. We just don't use them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's also bad. But what I'm saying is that doesn't make it any better that they're making a road out of it.
People die. Okay,
you think these are normal deaths? You think these are normal deaths?
No, I don't. I'm not assuming they are normal deaths. What I'm saying is no matter what, they're dead, and how they died is neither here nor there.
Well, it's definitely there because their bones are there.
It's definitely there.
This is the part of the podcast where I put in the Always Sunny in Philadelphia music, and I just put the gang justifies a dictator.
No, I'm just saying that, and no matter how it is that they died, and I'm sure that I'm sure it's nefarious reasons. I'm just saying that of the ones that died naturally, it's not that big.
Let's say hypothetically that we have 30,000 bodies just lying around. Are we just going to bury them like normal people? Or are we going to make them into roads? Is basically what you're saying.
Might as well get a good use out of them.
It's just, what the fuck? Highway is nicknamed the Road of Bones for the estimated 250,000 lives lost at building the highway.
No, I did not say that.
Now that's a problem.
See, that's what the Guardian says. And that
the article I read did not mention an amount of bodies in the said building.
Yeah, this was published today, 11/17. And it says 250,000 lives lost for to build that road. So it essentially be a genocide.
They're wording that weird because that makes it sound like they killed them to build the road. When I don't think that was the purpose.
It was probably a little bit of both.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's Russia.
I mean, are you going to start a road, honestly? And if you run out of bodies, you're just not going to get more bodies? If you're that far along, are you just going to say, fuck it, you know?
How many bodies does it take to build a road?
Apparently 250,000.
But do you think a full 250 is what we need, though? Do you think maybe they just put a little extra
How big's the road?
Just to make sure it really got the traction you need. How big's the road?
Let's say is it a 4-way highway or highway? Is it like is it just a 2-lane? I think, but like really long ways. I mean, what?
I mean, if what are we looking at? Why make it anything more than 1 lane? Realistically,
yeah. Okay, you're right. And of that, the question is, how long does the road now have to be?
This is not the word problems we did in math class. I don't know how to.
No, but these are the word problems we should have done in math class.
I guess this is real world application.
Yeah, this is what we're applying it to. So this is what we should have been doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, apparently
this is STEM on a whole nother level.
Apparently, Russia's trying to say that it was sand. They were collecting sand, and it was just near a burial pit. Whoops! It was just
look. If you grind up enough bones, it just turns to sand.
Yeah, that's basically what they were trying to do. Yeah, I just really liked how they were like, and the authorities are looking into it. And it's like, dude, the authorities did it.
Yeah, the authorities looked into it. Oh, we didn't do it.
There was no wrongdoing here.
Oh yeah. Whatever. All right. Anyway, we'll move on. That sword did not go where I think it was going.
Where did you think that was going to go?
I don't know. I was like, putting it in here because I was kind of short on topics this week because everything was so political, and I could not I couldn't really find a whole lot of fun stuff or interesting or offbeat stuff. I could just find political stuff, and I was like, we'll put this bone road in there. We'll find some way to talk about it. We'll make it last, but. Boy, Delvin just going on a rant, like just strapping on like the fucking arm guard of whatever dystopian future he's going to be representing here in a few years. Going like, no, it makes sense. We should do it in America. Bone roads. That's not where I thought this was going to go.
Native Americans used every part of the body.
Not
that right there.
Body.
Yeah, but kind of. They sort of did. But even then, what I'm saying is that's what we need to be doing. All right, 100% of the body, use it up as much as you can.
I guess you take up 100% of your life. We take up 100% of your bones. That's the rule. When you're born in America, you're given a number and you're given a contract that you have to sign with your baby blood that says when you die, American government gets to do with your bones what we want.
It's a 1-for-1. That's all we're saying.
Yep. And you know what? Fair in my book. Let's move on to a story about a cat. Oh, God. Anyway. Okay, so this is, you guys remember a few weeks ago when I brought up this town kept calling the police because they said they kept seeing a shark when really it was just a big sunfish.
Yeah.
So have you ever heard of the town Moose Jaw in Canada?
It's such a great name.
I think it's in
a Canadian town.
It is in Saskatchewan. It has the population of, hold on, let's do the population guess. Guys, okay. Moose Jaw, town in Canada, Saskatchewan, population, go.
20,000.
Okay.
I'm going the almighty 2,000.
33,890.
Damn.
As of 2016. So right now it's -2 degrees Celsius there, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds at 26 miles an hour and humidity at 90%. If anyone was wondering.
Thanks.
So the police keep getting a call I think it's the same person saying that they are seeing a cougar. There is a bobcat outside my window. So the police start a search. They're looking for tracks. They send drones out. They search.
Hold on. Oh. Is it bobcat or is it cougar?
Wait, are those not the same thing?
Those are not the same thing.
Dude, I always thought those were the same thing. You kidding me?
Those are not the same thing.
It's a cougar. What's a bobcat?
Dude, did you take biology in high school? First,
no, I took earth science.
Holy shit.
I took earth science. No, bobcats are totally different things. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, they're completely different. They're smaller. They're pretty vicious still, but like they're smaller. They have a small tail. Cougar or mountain lion.
Mountain lion. That's what I'm thinking of.
And are those the same? Are those the same thing, or aren't there like slight distinctions?
I think they're basically the same thing. I think they're just another word for each other.
Okay. But yeah, bobcats are nothing.
Mountain
like
lion.
a cougar.
Mountain lion is like an overarching term that means cougar, puma, panther, or catamount. It's just a large cat, basically, in the Americas. Is a mountain lion.
Okay.
What is that? Why are you trying to feed me pancakes? No, thank you. I'm recording. I'm recording the podcast.
Oh my God.
Anyway, the police responded to this. Turns out after an extensive search, it was ruled to just be a house cat.
I mean,
not a particularly fat one, not a extra ferocious one. I think it was just an old lady who saw a cat.
Well, if it was a fat one, it'd seem less threatening, I'd say. It's probably like one of those long, lanky ones. You're just like, how the hell are you like?
Look at this long cat.
Like,
just
what is the proportions? Like, how did that happen? Like, was your mom like a wiener dog and your dad a cat, and then it just ended up like this? And
it's like Cat Dog from the old Nickelodeon show, Cat Dog, but they got rid of the dog part, so it's just a really long cat.
Just cat. Yeah,
cat.
Absolutely,
that's
insane. I can't imagine. Now, a bobcat I could kind of get. That makes sense in a way, but a cougar, I can't even imagine how you'd be.
Dumb writing. It's not.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. But if they did see a bobcat, I would understand why. Because I mean, like, I guess you could kind of mistake because they're roughly the same size. I mean, bobcats are a little bit bigger, usually a little bit bigger, but they have a shorter tail. But like a fucking cougar,
it would have been really funny. It was just the fattest fucking cat we'd ever seen, and they were just like, it's just been in the tree, and you've just seen the shadow, so it looks skinny, but it's just this big honking cat. And
in no way would I believe that cat got its way into a tree on its own.
You gotta
some
believe.
mean teenager put that cat in that tree while it was feeding him lasagna, and there goes classic every episode. Delvin's camera's out, and he's back just as quick as he went away.
That was the quickest one yet.
I really want that spoon to hit him in the face. Does anybody else? All right.
Oh, dude, it is well on there stuck.
Oh, it is stuck. What'd you do? Glue it down?
Marshmallow.
All right. So this is the part. It's a new segment. I'm starting. Oh my God. I forgot the beginning segment. I put it at the beginning of my script and I still didn't do it. I have an update. The Christmas tree cakes are back in stock. And they have made a bigger version of them. I believe that is what halted their initial launch this year. They're late into November when those Christmas tree cakes are coming out, and they just made it's just a bigger one, honestly.
Like how much bigger?
It's
like
it's
a hand size, or
yeah, I'd say it's about a good. It's very wide.
What size cat would it be?
Kind of like
definitely a cougar, maybe a bobcat.
A Garfield.
They're the same thing.
Garfield, that'd be fucking massive.
A top cat, a Jerry
cake.
from Tom and Jerry, if you will.
I don't think Jerry was that big. I think it was just really proportionally awkward.
He was a pretty big cat.
He was a pretty good sized cat. I mean, because he like stood up pretty tall on that lady.
Yeah, but the lady was tall. Her head never was in shot.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's proportionally a normal sized cat.
I don't think so. He's a big cat.
Is that what you say about your Johnson?
Yeah.
It's proportional.
The girl comes over. He's like, "You just have big hands, bitch."
It's proportional, damn it.
Because like he's the same size as like the English bulldog, and those things aren't very tall.
That's an American bulldog.
That's an American.
That
bulldog.
is 100% American. That is a foreign.
And they're pretty good.
American bulldog.
Same thing.
What is the Tom and Jerry dog? I need to look this up. Do they have a breed? Yeah, it's an American bulldog.
Okay, those don't get that huge either. And he's clearly smaller than the American bulldog, so he's not a
My American bulldog cat. At home is 100 pounds.
Everybody, comment and tell us what you think on Jerry's size.
Do that. Jamie.
Okay, so here's the thing. Can we please do mine next?
Isn't he?
Can we please do mine next?
And the reason that I ask is because there's an animal named Jerry. So this really just segues.
Flow it right in there, bud.
So a husband got into some serious trouble because he kept blaming his farts on the dog.
Dude,
did you see that? Is this on it? Perfect. So Well, do you want to go ahead and do it then? Your podcast, your topic,
dude. It's just okay. So the husband and wife are having dinner at the house, and the wife is pregnant. So I guess her senses are a little bit more drastic, and so she's like about to throw up. Something smells so bad. So the husband just goes, "Oh, it's the dog." So the wife takes the dog over the next month to get a lot of expensive,
like a lot.
Basically like digestive medical like procedures done at the local vet, and it racks up thousands of dollars just for the husband to go, dear, I was farting.
Oh, no.
And he got in some serious shit.
I'm sure you don't want to piss off an angry wife like that.
Well, did you see what he got into?
No, I didn't see that part.
Okay, so there has been massive backlash on Reddit about the idea that there needs to be justice for Jerry. Jerry needs justice, damn it.
Now, is Jerry the dog or the husband?
Jerry's the dog.
Okay.
And so they were saying, this is, for one, you're putting your wife through a ton of stress, thinking that this dog is going to be seriously ill, and that stress is going to be very bad for the baby. And so he's putting them in harm. He's putting the dog in harm because the dog has to go and do all these extensive examinations, procedures, changing his diet, constantly having blood drawn, everything like that. So they're like, no. Jerry needs some justice. So we need to crack down on this guy. And he is being shunned heavily across a lot of Reddit users. I didn't see how many, but like a lot of Reddit users.
No.
Is this dude rich? Because is he willing to spend thousands of dollars just not to make his wife think that he smells?
That is what I was thinking this entire time. Either he thought, fuck, I'm too far in, too deep in, I can't go back now. Or he's saying, I would much rather her believe that this dog is going to die and have him go in and do all this examinations. And I'll just pay for it.
Like, I'm thinking, I was reading this and I was like, does he know that this is happening? Or is he like wrapped up in work right now? And the wife was just like, I have to make sure the dog's okay.
I was just sitting there thinking of like, okay, we've all done it. We've all blamed the dog.
Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. Alex, you don't even have a dog. You blame the dog. And you live alone.
Yep.
And so I don't even know who you're blaming or telling this lie to, but I'm sure it's somebody.
He just looks at his poster of Kanye and he goes, that wasn't me.
No, I just imagine that he goes out to get his mail and he like farts, and then he just turns around to the person behind him and goes, it was the dog.
In front of the one cute girl in the building.
You can't smell anything with the mask on anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You're safe.
But yeah, so we've all done it, and I'm sure that this guy was just like, oh, harmless, not a problem. Except for she's so sensitive in her nose right now because of the kid that she was just like, oh my God, it smells like someone died. Like, this is bad. This is the worst smelling fart I've ever. I bet it wasn't even that bad, but like, apparently the guy did have to go and change his diet too, because he does have some intestinal issues.
That's probably not for the bad or not for the worst, man. Probably should already be getting that shit checked out.
Yeah.
If it's that bad, if it's so bad that she believes that the fucking guy's dying.
If you're clearing rooms on a regular basis, man.
And he didn't tell her until they went to bed.
What a
what
a dick.
Like she smelt it. She thought there was an issue. They went in and laid in bed, and that's when he said, "Oh, it was the dog that farted." Like, you had plenty of time to come up with an excuse of anything else. Anything else.
Jesus Christ. Some people's kids, man. You can't believe them.
I do think that Jerry needs some justice. We ought to do.
Well, what do you think he should get? You want to get him a nice steak?
Oh, no. I'm thinking this guy should go to prison.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like 10 to life.
10 to life? Listen, if you haven't learned your lesson, man, you're in there for the rest of it, all right?
I think PETA should be all over his ass.
The dog will raise your unborn child. Delvin's real. He's like, put him up, make him a part of the road.
Oh God.
Not the dog, the human.
The human, everybody. Just want to make that clear.
I don't need PETA up my ass.
Let's see. So this next segment, it's called. It's a new segment I'm going to start for a week like this. I just kept finding all of these news stories where I was like, these aren't that long. They're funny, but it's all in the headline. So, but it's all in the headline. That's the name of the thing. New segment. It's all in the headline. So the first one: man with crack between his buttocks found not guilty of drug supply offense.
Nice.
He was arrested, and when he was arrested, he told the cops, he's like, "Listen, I got crack, heroin, and a burner phone in between my bum. Take it." He was taken to court for what was it called when they're trying to get you for selling the drugs?
Distribution.
Yeah, so he was found not guilty for either one of those words, whichever one of you is correct. I would think, in God's name, who would buy the butt drugs? Like, who's buying? He is just going to ruin his reputation of a drug dealer if he's the butt guy.
Jacob, I'm sure that if you've bought drugs within the past year, you've
not
bought some butt drugs.
You think? Really? You think that?
Oh, yeah. I bet.
Oh, man. You know what? I never thought
How do
of
you think that shit gets over here?
Yeah.
You know what? I never thought of that. I mean, I haven't really bought ever drugs ever time. Wow, I just really messed up that sentence. Every drug I bought was from a pharmacy. But do you think that's for butt drugs too?
Probably.
Yeah, definitely butt drugs.
Do you think my penicillin?
I've never met a good pharmacist.
I've never had butt drugs.
A pharmacist?
Point still stands.
Or something like that. But you've never met him, so it counts.
True.
It still stands. Prove him wrong. Well, he's going to text us when he's listening to this. He's like, actually, no, I'm not, but it's okay. Yeah, I never thought of that, man. I'm sure marijuana gets grown here, but you think every other big drug, I bet it gets transported one way or another through in a human.
Yeah.
Cocaine, definitely.
Man, that's crazy to think about. Anyway, all right, that's the end of that. I mean, that's just a little nugget of nothing for you right there. Butt drugs.
Nugget of nothing, eh?
It'll come back eventually.
Hey.
Police accused porch pirate was arrested, and when he showed up in court, he was wearing the same shirt in the surveillance footage of him stealing someone's package. He's wearing the same clothes.
That's so alpha. I respect that so much.
It's his uniform.
The absolute not giving a fuck that person has. I wish I could get like an eighth of that. Not enough to where I do that stupid shit that he does, but just enough of it to where I'm a little more confident.
It's his calling card.
What? How much of it are you looking for?
I said an eighth. I don't need much.
Is it okay if it comes from his butt?
I mean, but
yes. Okay.
But at the same time, what would you use it for?
I don't know. We're still in quarantine, so probably nothing for a while.
So you're really just trying to get
Tinder. Your Tinder game would go up.
Job interviews. Yeah. I got job interviews I got to start doing. So
yeah, I guess. I mean, I'll check with the local dealer to see if we can get you some butt confidence.
Okay.
It's gonna be like the Mojo from Austin Powers 3.
Yeah.
Let's see. The police did not yet release the man's identity or what his charges were. Although he was known as the porch pirate, so I'm pretty sure probably that.
Yeah, that's probably it.
What are the charges for piracy anymore?
Well, there's actually a big pirate problem out there on the Seven Seas still. Mm-hmm. They're armed with AKs, but also there's you wouldn't download a car. Would you download Wolf of Wall Street standard definition off of a legal website? No, would you?
I mean the real pirates, the ones that are sailing the seas still, just instead of with cutlasses, they have AKs. People. Yeah.
Well, I mean...
No. They take people. That's what they're pirating.
Oh, okay.
Human trafficking.
Not as fun as I thought.
No, it's
big
not.
Problem.
It's not as fun as you think.
No. Big problem.
Also, they just take the boats.
Okay, that part I can kind of get behind.
Yeah, because now you have more pirate boats.
Yes.
Do they fly the flag? Would you? If you were a pirate, would you fly?
You still got it yet?
Yeah.
It's all about your brand. All right, that's what you're trying to promote. That's what it's about.
I guess. Let's see the next one. Alaska Airlines flight hit a bear. Plane hit a bear. It landed on a bear and dented the engine.
Okay, so you're the pilot coming down, right?
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden you see that there's a bear on the runway.
Yep.
You go,
just gonna have to take it out.
Should we pull up? Or is it not that big of a problem that I just take this damn bear out?
It depends.
It's more of a hassle of me to try to make this thing go up in the air.
It depends at what point of the process they saw it, because I think there is a point of no return when you're going in for a landing that if you pull up, it's not gonna be a fun time. But they might have just saw it at the last second. He didn't have enough time to react and pull up. But yeah, I feel like if you're circling, or even if ground control called them and was like, hey, like flight A14, we're gonna need to keep you up there for a minute so we can get this bear gone.
You might want to bring your dogs in, by the way.
Dogs?
Yeah, you want to do something about them dogs.
Go get this ball. One of them got the ball. I think if the pilot was just a dick going like, nah, he'll move, and he's coming for the landing. I know around here we see deer all the time. You got to honk your horn. They're gonna start installing horns on planes just there.
So you're saying he's
that
playing
bear
chicken?
doesn't have enough time at all for you to be able to honk a horn at it and it move.
Yeah.
It just does not have that kind of
So
While
time.
you're
you're
playing
coming
chicken
down.
You
with
got
a
to
bear.
start real fucking early.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
And so I was gonna say this is the equivalent of when you're driving on the road and you see a squirrel in the middle of the road and you just go, well, do I swerve to miss him or do I just go ahead?
Never
and
swerve.
If he moves, he moves, and if he doesn't, he doesn't.
Don't swerve. I'm not gonna hit a car that's parked on the side of the road to save the squirrel's life.
Yeah, but I don't really think you could say the same for this.
You know what's just got to be the dumbest, smoothest brain move in the animal kingdom is when a dumb fucking bird that can fly, you have all of that. Look up, that's yours, and you get hit by a car. They're specifically on a road, and you get everywhere else, and you got hit by a car. If I was a bird and my bird kid got hit by a car, I'd be like, oh my God, like what a waste of an egg.
Hey,
like you got hit by a car.
Hey, our avian brothers give us a lot of content. Don't shit talk them too much, all right?
I think
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you got to put up a counter for the fact that we just talked about.
if a bird exists, we will do a story about it.
And here's the thing, all right? Before too long, they're not even going to have up there because we're going to have flying cars. It's illegal in Massachusetts.
It's legal or illegal?
It's legal. Remember the story, the Jetson law?
Oh, that's right, Jetson law.
Yeah. So now they're not even going to have up there. They're going to have to start getting real fucking smart.
Man. So
and that's where the term bird brain comes from, I'm sure.
but you get all of it, and we get us in relative to the space of the world. We have the cars get a very limited space, and yet you have everything else, and yet you got hit by a car. No sympathy from me. PETA, don't at me.
It's just natural selection.
That's just darn.
Now, does this bear get sympathy from you?
Yes.
Yeah,
He doesn't know what a plane is, and he can't fly. He's probably just looking for salmon. but he's just hanging out. He's on a runway. He's probably expecting a car to come around. He probably knows roads, and he probably knows the giant metal things drive on the road. And so he's like, if I see one of the big metal bears, because I assume in a bear's brain everything's just a bear. Like, look at those flying bears. It's a bird. So tiny little swimming bears. It's a fish. And he's just like, the little bears on the road, those are the cars.
What kind of bears are we? Are we hairless bears?
Bipedal bears. Yeah, we're the hairless bears. You ever see a bear with mange?
I did. Yeah, that's effectively what we are, right?
And so he was probably expecting a car, and he's like, I can dodge a car. And then he gets hit from above. Poor thing, man.
Yeah, all right. I feel bad for him.
I think the story would be better because you see the engine, it is dented up. If the bear lived, I'd be like, man, bears do not fuck around, man. No wonder the Revenant's a crazy story because bears are undefeatable. Oh man. All right, so the next one was the dog farting. So we'll just continue on. My last story of the day: a French school warns parents to not throw their kids over the gate.
I did see this one.
The school. This is a primary school in France. The parents have until 8:30 to drop their kids off before the gate closes. It's a 6-foot gate, and there's been a problem with parents having a tardy problem and just chucking their kids over the fence. Tuck and roll, Billy.
I was saying, it's Dad, don't do this, and he's like, no, come here. And he's just like, I just need you to like cover the back of your neck and just roll.
Tuck and roll.
And he just yeets him over it.
Imagine you're the kid.
Just left
Your
in the
dad's
middle.
just having a shit day. He's running late, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, Timmy. I got to heat you over the fence real quick," or however they say that in France, "omelette du fromage" or whatever. And they fucking and they chuck him over the fence, and the kid ducks and rolls, and he's perfected it at this point because his dad is so bad at it, and he's always late.
And he's holding up his baguette. He's like, "I saved the bread,
my lunch."
My lunch, the baguette and a thing of smelly cheese and snails.
I mean, how serious do you have to be as this school to be like, we're closing the gate. If you don't make it in, you don't make it in. Go fuck yourself. You're out of it.
I mean, if it's I don't know how they do schools in like France. I could definitely see that happening in like a private school here in America, where it's just like they just make their own fucking rules all the time. Yeah, so I don't know if it's that seriousness over there, but
zero tolerance and absolutely no leniency.
Well, that's like the time my brother got me a detention in high school because he would always be late to school. And so we'd get there late, and his class was right next to the front door. So he was always on time. But mine is literally on the other side of school. We all went to the same high school. The student parking lot was kind of a good distance away. And now my class is on the other side of the school. I was late every day for like a month because my brother couldn't get his shit together. So they brought me a detention slip. And then I think they figured out that I was late because of him. So they didn't say, "Oh, you're good." They made him serve it too. So it's just both of us sitting in detention. And I was like, you did this. You made this happen.
Well, and he just goes, "You can't be mad at me at all. I'm serving it too." And it's just like, you serving it isn't the thing that I'm mad at. It's the fact that I'm serving it I'm mad at.
I don't want to be here. It's fine. I was high school. Jacob did not have a lot of plans getting canceled back then.
That was the.
It doesn't. If I got shot, it doesn't make it better that you shot yourself too.
I don't want to be shot.
Yeah, that was the old school too. So I mean, at least you didn't have to walk up 3 flights of stairs for your first class.
It wasn't completely across the school, but it was. I couldn't walk through the gym first thing in the morning, or else I would interfere with a gym class. So I had to walk around the gym. We'll talk about it later.
You would get yelled at by the teacher.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would make you stop and do exercises on your way to class, and that's really why you were late.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, do 25 jumping jacks to get across the floor, and then you had to do some bear crawls
and
watch out for planes, and then and then you had to do a crab walk, and once you did the crab walk, then you had to do a few push-ups, and then you
just show up to first period, you're drenched in sweat, and you're like,
and it's every day.
My first period at the time was homeroom, and so how are you sweating in a class where you literally do nothing, Jacob? And at the time I'm still fat now, but at the time I was like 4'10" and very fat. I'm less fat now, but still fat, and so. That's why, man, that gym teacher he hated me in high school, man. This is the gym teacher when we had to do the mile test for like standardized testing for gym, you don't get graded on it. So, I think I did an 18-minute mile, and he left me out there. It was just me and a guy. We were just walking the mile because our school's laid out so weird. We didn't have a mile course. We walked to the local public park, which was it was like across the street. And there was like a mile walk. He got mad that I was taking so long that he just left me.
I mean,
which I probably
would too.
I get it, but that's the type of stuff that would put this guy through.
I mean, I'm really just imagining it. So I said my scenario. Really, I'm thinking more of like the American Ninja Warrior type of thing that you had to run through.
But picture if you slipped and you went into the water, there was also crocodiles in the water.
Yeah, obviously.
And it was an Olympic
but there's an escape hatch.
It was drained out.
Yeah, and there's an escape hatch at the bottom that if you swim down there, you'd be fine. So.
Oh man,
it's a lot more common than you think.
What a good way to just round out the end of the episode. Thank you to Chris and Jack for the intro. Delvin, do you want to do the thing that you always do?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that thing. Thank you everybody for listening. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. We hope you enjoyed the new intro. The intro to us was super special, and it was really cool, and really happy that it happened. And then on that, of course, we want to direct you over to Chris and Jack's YouTube channel. It's really funny stuff, really good stuff. Definitely worth the watch, and definitely it's definitely worth going over. Just go ahead and go over there. At that being said, though, we have our own YouTube channel, and if you are watching us on there, please comment below. Leave us a one of these.
He's doing a thumbs up for everyone listening to the audio.
Yeah, but if you're listening to the audio, you're not giving us one of these. That was the point, JJ.
Okay.
But if you are listening on the audio, please rate and review. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere, just rate where you are listening to the podcast. Also, we still are doing the I guess email in your news stories so that we can go ahead and go over them. You can do that at kansasstillpod@gmail.com. And then, or you can tweet at us on Twitter at kansasstillpod. Anything else that you guys want to add in? Oh, our buddy Caius, he was on the Mind Grenade podcast.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, they kind of went over the newest episode of The Mandalorian, episode 3, right? I think.
Yeah, they talked over episode 3.
Yeah. Episode 3 of The Mandalorian, and it was a really good time. I already listened to it. Thought it was a really good episode, and I hope they do more stuff together. I thought it was pretty great. Did you guys? Or I know Alex, you probably didn't.
I haven't caught up on The Mandalorian yet, so I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it. That's why I haven't listened. But I know when you talk about Star Wars with Caius, you're not just talking about Star Wars with Caius.
No.
You were talking about everything, and you're not just talking about episode 3 of The Mandalorian. You were talking about all of the Star Wars universe encapsulated into one. That's what you're getting when you talk about Star Wars with him. Don't bring it up unless you're committed to a conversation.
Yeah, and but yeah, you should definitely go over there. You should listen to that. It's a really good episode. They go really well in depth on the episode itself and some of the lore that's behind it. I think it was a really good time. And also, you should definitely go check out Caius's Twitch channel. He is on Hipster Caius at twitch.tv.
Also,
anything else?
Also, check out my main man up here in the top left corner. He's been streaming some Pokemans.
Yeah, he has.
Do it more.
I watched it the other day. It was a good time.
A lot more. Please do it more. I did.
Please do it more. It was great. It was a good time.
Dude, you had a good interaction. You're knowledgeable, but I sent him a text.
Busy as hell.
I sent him a text that said you're knowledgeable about Pokemon, but you're not obnoxious about it like Delavan. Where how
all right,
the way you talk about Star Wars to Caius, if you bring up Pokemon to Delavan, just listen to episode 1 or 2. Don't we talk about your search history with Pokemon?
But don't call him the Pokemon guy because he hates it.
He refuses.
He absolutely hates it.
I don't know anything about.
Hey,
Pokemon.
Flash one of your Charizards that you have. One of your fucking 1,000 Charizards. Where are they at? I got a Shuckle right here.
I'm gonna put a box in there. I got a Cyndaquil sitting here.
Nice. Anyways, thank you everybody for listening. This has been a really good episode, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Hey, thanks. Bye.
Bye.